This time it's speaking, and our topic is speaking part 2, an important thing. Let's get started. So there are many ways to practice speaking. First, you can just practice lots and lots of topics. Or, for example, you could record yourself reading a transcript and then compare your recording to a better speaker's recording. This is good for pronunciation, for example. You could also memorize someone else's speaking and then try to repeat it and find the differences in their recording and your recording. And then there are many more. But for today, your assignment is, number 1, to listen to my recording. Number 2, try to memorize my recording, including the ums and the pauses and the intonation, that means going up and down with your voice, and all of that stuff. Try to do it exactly like I do it. And then after you've memorized it, record yourself and compare the 2 recordings. And finally, try to fix any mistakes you make. Now, when you listen to my recording, you'll notice that it's not perfect. This is my normal speech, and like the IELTS test, I only took 1 minute to make notes and 1 try to record everything. So it's not perfect. There are a few strange grammatical points here and there. Maybe my pronunciation is a tiny bit off on a couple words. For example, memento, I pronounce it incorrectly. I say momento. So you should say memento, like the correct word. But basically, it's still a band 9 recording. So even though there are small mistakes, small slips here and there, it's still a band 9, or at the very lowest, a band 8 recording. So you can memorize it just like it is, and you'll be fine. Today's question is, describe something you own which is very important to you. You should say where you got it from, how long you have had it, what you use it for, and explain why it's important to you. You should speak for 1 to 2 minutes. I'd like to talk about a watch that I received from my grandfather on my 13th birthday. So my grandfather gave this watch to me kind of to signify me becoming an adult. 13 birthdays are a big, important part of my culture, and so this was a present from him to me. It was his watch previously, and he decided to pass it on to me when I turned 13. So that's how I got it, where I got it from. Well, I'm a little bit older now, so I've had it for at least 10 years. And I don't use it so much anymore, but I do keep it as a memento. It's something I hang on to, and I usually take it with me when I move to new places. So I don't wear it on my wrist or anything like that because I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to scratch it. But I do keep it in a safe place where if I want to remember something from that time or just kind of take a look at it, I can always find it, and it's always in really good condition. And I think this watch is particularly important to me because it helps me remember those times I spent when I was younger with my grandfather and grandmother. We had a big family, so we used to have birthday parties at their house almost every weekend. I had tons of cousins, and I have a lot of good memories spending time with them. And, both of them have passed away now, but this watch is something that helps me remember the great times I had back then and all of my wonderful memories. And so it's a really nostalgic item for me. And yeah, that's why it's important to me. And again, your assignment is to listen to my recording, try to memorize it, all of it, including the pauses, the ums, the intonation, all of that stuff. And after you've memorized it, record yourself and compare the 2 recordings. Try to fix any mistakes that you make.